Alright guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today in the Ask SSM video series, got an email from a subscriber. This is from a guy, I'm guessing he's probably in his late 40s, early 50s, married for a while, a couple kids. And recently he's writing in because he's suspecting the possibility that his wife and his niece's boyfriend have something going on. His niece is 22 years old, as is her boyfriend, and recently he's been finding out that that boyfriend has been texting his wife. And being a follower of this channel, and being a man, and being a realist, something is not going well here. This guy should not be messaging his wife, even for random questions and things like that. And he's writing in to hear my advice and what you guys think about the situation. And since you just never know, and you can't make these things up, and there's been crazier stories than this, about affairs and all that, that'd be going to cover here. So I'm going to go through his thing. It's not too long, and then tell him what I think, and I'll let you guys in the comments section say what you got to say. So he starts off, it says here, "Hello SSM. I'm a subscriber to your channel and appreciate the content that you share with everyone. Background before the story, our niece has been going to a local university by our home. She met her current boyfriend at my oldest son's birthday celebration at our house. He is my son's high school friend. I knew that they would be a thing after witnessing their interaction during the party. After she graduated from college, she went back home and they continued their long-distance relationship. She recently returned to the town to attend our daughter's high school graduation and 6th grade promotion. The first incident started a week prior to our niece returning. Our niece's boyfriend, he's 22 years old, had texted random stuff to my wife, who's 45, several times about random things. First one was to inform her that he needed to pick up my niece's e-bike. The text came before our niece texted her to inform my wife that the boyfriend wanted to pick up the bike. Keep in mind, this guy has a new car, and I don't see the logic of wanting to have an e-bike. This guy should not be texting your wife. Unless it's a fucking emergency, no way. And here's a question, where did he get her number? Unless he got the niece to give him the number and all that. No. That is a line you don't cross. And I don't believe for a second a 22-year-old guy is that dumb and ignorant. And by the way, you'll see in a moment, this guy never had the best feeling about this kid. Our niece currently lives out of state and does not live with him. Second text, recently, he messaged her that he saw her at the local mall and was trying to get her attention by calling her name. But my wife didn't notice him. He texted your wife about that. "Hey, I saw you at the mall today." This sounds to me like this guy's trying to find opportunities to reach out to her, hoping that she'll text back, engage with him, all that. And if that's all what really is, if there's not other messages going on behind the scenes, and believe me, again, after doing what I do for a long time and being on this planet 45 years, I have to question all these things. In this text message, he complimented her on her hair, that looked good, and when he saw her at the time. During their text conversation, he also mentioned that he misses the family since our niece returned home. It was suspicious to me. I addressed this incident to my wife, but she informed me there was nothing between them. How many times have we heard that in this story? Let's just say there was. Maybe there isn't, but let's just say there was. Do you think she's going to admit it? How many stories have you guys heard? How many thousands of stories have come on this channel or all three of my channels where the wife denies, and then it comes out something's going on? You have to question things. Trust but verify. I told her that I'll be talking to him about it and that any communication in the future has to go through me. Ever since I met this guy, it never sat well with me. Any opinions are welcome. Well, here's my opinion. You need to give this 22-year-old boyfriend of your niece a talking to. I would find out where he is, and I would do this talking to without telling your wife you're going to go talk to him. Track him down in a place that he doesn't have anybody around that's going to, it can be out in public, but not where like anybody that, like your niece is around or anything like that. And I'd scare the shit out of him. I'd come at it like you're having an affair with my wife. Scare the shit out of him. See what happens. That's what I would do. And see what he says. Probably he'll say, no, I'm not doing anything. I was just messaging her about the e-bike. I saw you were messaging her about that you saw her at the mall, and you're complimenting her hair and her looks, blah, blah, blah. Scare the shit out of him. See what he says. And maybe he might reveal that there actually is something going on. Give him a hard time saying you're going for some cougar action. My wife, you don't fucking message her or talk to her or anything like that. You got a girl for my niece, and you're not acting like a good boyfriend. Like I said, scare the shit out of him, see what happens. If nothing's going on, and he'll never text her again. You make that clear. Be the alpha here. Scare the shit out of him. And if something is going on, maybe you can get them to break. And if there is something going on, you can collect all the information about the texting and things going on, whatever. And if nothing's going on, don't say anything to your wife because she'll probably freak out because, oh, you're yelling at this young boy or some bullshit. And then I would go home and I'd start doing some investigating on your own about your wife. Again, I'm sorry you have to do this, but you can't. Nowadays, how things are and the stories I've done here, better be prepared. I would start behind the scenes, digging around, doing your homework to see if anything's going on. Checking her phone, checking when she's going out with friends, anything like that. And if you have to go so far as to maybe even get a private investigator, and I know that may sound crazy to some people, but that's worth the money. Paying cash, keep it under, off the books, if you will, off the family books, and see what that guy can dig up. If there's nothing there, there's nothing there. But if there is, he'll have proof. But I wouldn't just go to your wife and say, don't you ever talk to him again, because then she'll tip him off and all that. Or she'll just go underground with her, even more underground with an affair if one's going on. I hope like hell nothing's going on. I really do. But you can't rule that out. Not in today's world, how things are and how the stories I've covered here. So, again, in my opinion, go to that kid, scare the shit out of him, say you're sleeping with my wife, accuse him, make him think that you know something, see if he opens up, admits it or whatever. And if nothing's happening, at least then you'll walk away with him knowing to never ever reach out to her again. And if he reaches out to her again, he's in deep fucking shit. Nothing can protect him from you. Not the army, not the police, not even the goddamn Avengers. He is not safe. Scare the shit out of him. Who cares? And also say pretty much, this is how you're going to be with my niece. You're dating my niece and you're talking to my wife. This ends now too, but that's on your own. And with your wife, do your homework. Dig around. Find it. And if there's nothing there, okay, great. End of story. Once you found nothing is there, and I hope that's the truth, then you can tell her if it ever comes up again, don't go messaging him again. And I'd also, here's another thing I forgot to mention here. After you give him your talking to and scare the shit out of him, make sure he never reaches out to her again, you make sure he understands that if my wife reaches out to you, you tell me. You give me the proof. You send me the text or something like that. And if you scare him enough, he'll probably work with you. Because, and that's also a great time to find out if something's going on, which I hope it isn't, but if something is going on, you can find out if she's the one that pushed it. If she's the one that, because let's be honest here in these stories, the women are always going to blame the guy, even though they're the ones that set the stage for these things to happen. So there's a lot of things you can do there. And again, maybe nothing's going on right at the moment, but this kid clearly doesn't understand boundaries or doesn't give a shit about boundaries, and he probably has some cougar fetish. He wants to hook up with a freaking, the old Stacy's mom thing, because your son, he said this is your son's friend growing up, and I'm assuming you probably have a good-looking wife, and you can use your imagination what young boys think. So go confront him, say what you got to say, do what you got to do, and then do your investigating on your wife. And if nothing's going on, keep it off the books with paying cash to your PI, or do your homework on her very quietly, very secretly, and you can go from there. But you have a right to investigate this. I would not let this shit go. That's what I think, because you just never know. Better safe than sorry. All right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let this guy know what you think. Let him know if you agree with me that he needs to confront this kid, scare the shit out of him, all that, and investigate his wife, PI. And any of you guys have any experience in this? You never know. Comment below. Let him know. He wrote in for my advice and the advice of the community, so if you could take just a moment, write something out, he'd love to hear about it, and of course, we will find this all very entertaining. All right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below, like I just said. And also, guys, by the way, if you have a question for me, email me at the Ask SSM in the title, and if it's a good one, I'll definitely cover it. It can be half a page long, 1 page, 2 pages, whatever. Don't make it 10 pages long for the Ask SSMs. And also, if you got a great story you'd like to share, definitely email me as well, or Reddit stories, or good articles, all the things you like to hear about, send it my way, and if it's a good one, I'll definitely cover it. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.